Living in a home gives you a sense of accomplishment. You call the shots on what goes on, it's worth a ton of money, and you get your own fridge that has foods you like. The fridge part is probably the most important. Like, come on, everybody knows you gotta have it stacking at all times, since living with parents means the fridge normally looks like the Sahara Desert. If you work super hard and are super proud of something, you don't want to give it up, just like the many people on this list. So welcome back to Top 5 Central, everyone, where today we're looking at stubborn homeowners who don't want to give up that fridge perks. Leave a like on the video and subscribe right now, and you'll get a free fridge loaded up with the goodies. I'm talking chocolate cake, any type of drink you want, and even a free pancake. Yeah, it might be 2 days old, but I got you, because we all know that pancakes are definitely better than waffles. Number 10. Standing up for yourself is always good, but be careful and make sure you pick your fights, because it doesn't always work out the way you want. I mean, when developers wanted these homeowners to move out so they could build a road, the owners flat out refused, which seems totally fair since they own the property, right? Well, the thing is, the developers offered more and more compensation, but when the owners kept refusing, they had to do something to work around that problem, and I mean that literally. Since they couldn't build a road straight through the homes, they built a ring road completely around it, which is way more inconvenient than just having to move. I mean, I would hate to wake up in the morning, drag my sleepy body to the shower, and get naked just to have Miss Puff over there staring at me in the window. Could you imagine living literally right in the middle of the freeway? Leave a comment telling me what you would do, because I'd probably just go ahead and jump off the roof. Number 9. So I know this list is all about stubborn neighbors, but I've got to admit, I think this is pretty awesome. Basically, a whole bunch of tiny narrow homes were demolished to make way for new bigger ones, but one resident just wouldn't move out and told them to do whatever they want, but not touch their building. Amazingly, just like the last spot, the developers just let her stay there and built the new houses around her old one. Anyway, because of this, there's now a street in New York with a row of brand new huge housing buildings, and then you just got like this tiny little narrow house squished in the middle. It looks like something straight out of Harry Potter, and to be honest, it's almost a tourist attraction at this point. I don't even know what you could fit in a house like this. Like, I really hope it's like really long, or else maybe you get like half a toilet or like a chair. I don't know, maybe I'm like blowing it out of proportion, but seriously, look at this tiny little pencil building compared to like an actual apartment building. It just makes me feel so bad. Number 8. Now, no one is exactly sure why this house ended up the way it did, but I think it's fair to guess that stubborn neighbors were, well, probably involved. The houses on this street are built so that 2 of them make up one building, and this one is just like cut in half? The story goes that maybe the owner of the missing half refused to sell to a developer, so his house just crumbled away while the rest were rebuilt. Either way, the owner of the other half now has a super unique looking home, even if the lack of symmetry is really frustrating to look at. I mean, this kills my OCD just looking at how annoying this thing is. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna fix it for all of us. You know what? Yeah, that looks better. Number 7. Quick warning, the couple in this story did give up in the end, but their fight was so awesome that it deserved a place on the list. What happened was, the Chinese government tried to buy up a whole area of land, but one couple refused to sell. Their house was made from pieces of an even older house that had been in the family since the 40s, and they just weren't willing to give up that history. Eventually, they did agree to move into another apartment so the house could be demolished, but for months, it stood alone in a huge mud pit, with the husband still living inside. What an absolute madman. Number 6. So the last couple on this list had a home in the middle of a 17-foot deep mud pit, but this couple took it one step further. When the Chinese government asked them to relocate so they could build like a huge highway, they just said no, and so the highway was built around them. Like, the house is literally in the middle of the road, with tarmac poured all around it. Eventually, they accepted an offer and left due to safety concerns, but it's still a pretty awesome story about standing up for yourself, even if, you know, it was kinda extremely dangerous to stay. Number 5. So I know the last few stories haven't ended that happily, but don't worry, because this one does. Basically, this man owned a super valuable Queen Anne Victoria home in Portland, and obviously, he didn't want to give it up. Here we get to the problem. It was built right where Portland State University wanted to put their new student housing building. At first, the university tried to buy the house and the land, but when they figured out that wasn't happening, they tried a new approach. That's right, they just built the whole building right around it, and the results look pretty hilarious, you know, except if you were like the guy who owned the house. Number 4. I'm not sure what it is about China, but their rapid land development means that there are more standoffs between developers and homeowners than like anywhere else. Anyway, this story is one of the most impressive because the woman refused to move out of her building for 7 whole years. The Chinese government wanted to build a train line through her property, but she refused the compensation because she wanted another building to move into rather than like just money. Now she did eventually give in, but only after 7 years and of course when she got that fat $1.8 million check. Number 3. Okay, so I'll admit, this house isn't the prettiest, but I still respect that the owner refused to give it up. Basically, this house is the last of a village that was demolished and relocated to another part of China in the 90s, as the owner was the only one who wouldn't move out. It's the law there that you can't evict someone from their property without compensation, and the owner just hasn't thought any price has been high enough. So what does he do? Live in the middle of the road and force everybody else to drive around him. That's some stubbornness right there. Number 2. So I've already said that I respect that these people are standing up for themselves, but I think this man may have pushed it too far. I mean, even now that this home is at the bottom of a huge crater and has no electricity or water, he still won't leave the premises. That's bad, because one heavy rainstorm could flood his whole building, not to mention cause landslides that could trap him inside. Still, he is determined not to move out, and he has a lot of his neighbors on his side. Number 1. Some of the situations these stubborn homeowners have ended up in have been pretty bizarre, but I can't lie, this one might be the most extreme. Like seriously, when these 10 flat owners refused to leave because of the mean tricks being played by the council eventually lost patience. So what'd they do? They built a road around the 2 buildings, and not just any road, but a 4-lane highway. The new setup is obviously super dangerous, but the council won't pay and the residents won't leave, so it looks like things might stay that way for a while. And there's our video on the top 10 most stubborn homeowners you won't believe exist. If you enjoyed the video and you want your free home with a brand new fridge, I'm talking like Chips Ahoy, Coca-Cola, all that type of stuff, leave a like on the video, subscribe, I promise, it'll be in your mailbox. And if you don't have a big enough mailbox, then I'll make it fit, Okay, on a serious note though, we've been putting in so much more effort into the videos, and I really hope that you guys are enjoying them. It means a lot that you guys have been watching for two and a half years now, and I really appreciate that. But anyways though, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and we'll see you all in the next video.